for some more. Oh, yep, that'll do it.
For the love of God!
Hey, my name is Nala the Lion King, and this is my channel, DBNaila, done by Nala. I like my little brace today. Don't I look like, y'all know what I'm talking about. I feel like I look like her. But either way, welcome to my channel. This is a mental health creative safe space, and we're going to be creating some art today, and it is July journals, not January journals. If you remember January journals, that right there. God dang. This is what we did last week, right there. This buddy and this buddy. So I'm going to come up with a new piece, but before I do that, I don't know if I hit 3K yet, but if I did, woo! But if not, we're almost there. But if you're new, welcome on. I'm excited to have you, okay? I always answer back comments when it comes into the chat, so just talk to me, just a chit chat. But today, I know you guys see a drawing back here. I decided to do a little practicing because we're gonna be doing some gridding. I heard some tips and tricks for gridding, so I'm gonna try to work some things out with that. So this is what I was kind of playing with. I was on TikTok, honestly, drawing some things. I've been like needing to draw this this person on TikTok. They do a lot of poses, like cool poses, and I've like taken like a trillion screenshots, and I finally was like, you know what, let me just do it. That's their TikTok down there, by the way. They literally do reference poses. It's just really cool. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna paint this off just to kind of start off because I don't want to talk that much. I got my old palette. We're gonna do something that I haven't done in a long time, you guys. This. Okay, so I'm gonna get all this stuff off because this is an old palette, and I'm gonna just start grabbing these things and just, oh, there we go. This big old blob here. Oh, I think I got something. But alright, so I got a new palette here. Boom, boom, boom. So the colors I'm going to be using, this is like a brighter piece, to be honest. I'm just trying to warm up for when I like do a big painting, because I'm gonna do a big painting. And just like before, I'm going to vent to you as I paint this one just to set up for my next piece. So July journals or January journals is all about venting to yourself. Like you can either write it down like it's diary entry, or you can just record yourself talking about it, but just kind of like getting all that down, and then you're gonna go back and look at all that, and you're gonna choose one topic that kind of like sums it all up together, and we make art off of that. So I'm just gonna start off my colors, make sure everything is kind of set up. I had to resort back to my other acrylic paint because I'm all out of the brown, so back to this watery baby.
This is doo-doo, baby!
That looks tasty. Alright, so I'm also going to practice doing a wash with this piece. I'm probably going to have to spray a fixative on it first because this is graphite, so it's going to like smudge it up. Probably not going to help anything, but this Mod Podge, I'm going to spray this, let it dry, spray it again, let it dry again. And I just want to make sure I can get a good sealing because you know graphite just smears every flipping wear. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, y'all see me flicking my little ponies? My hair long enough, I got ponies now. Front and center. Let's do this. Oh. Woo! I remember last time I said I was not supposed to spray this inside, and my dumb self just keep spraying it inside. Dry it off. How are you today? I didn't ask that. How are you today though? Really? I'm so sorry. Here's a hug. Take the hug. Make you feel better? I needed a hug too. So I just stole a hug from you. What you gonna do about it? Okay, I'm gonna spray it again one more time, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. So about that hug, all right, I think I did it. So I'm gonna get into this wash. I wanted to use a purple. I'll do purple. I'll do the light purple I have. So these are my colors, excluding white and black. I'm gonna put some on there. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Do I have a brush for a wash? Oh, you know, I'll use this one. I haven't used this one yet. It's really fluffy, and I feel like it would be beautiful for it. So this can't even fit in the water. Should I like pour it over this? Okay. Now I'm just gonna. Maybe I can like do one of these numbers. No. Dang it, y'all. I didn't work this out correctly. So I'm just gonna have to just like pour some more. Oh, yep, that'll do it. That was something. Oh no!
Our table is broken!
Okay, there we go. It's getting washy. I love it now. This is like watercolor paper, so you can withstand this. I think my wash has done its job. Now let's paint. Follow me. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of vent to myself here. As you guys know, I'm not going to be writing it down. I'm just going to kind of peer this way and just vent and think of something, how I'm feeling. Okay. Oops, excuse me. Alright, so I gathered some thoughts and I kind of like came to the whole like assumption that I'm okay. Like, I feel like I'm managing things right now. Like, I'm not as erratic or like high strung, I think. I mean, honestly, I am a little emotionally irrational, I guess, but I'm managing it. So I'm pretty calm exterior and a little bit losing my mind inside, but I'm doing really well managing it, so I'm proud of that. So I guess I'm gonna do a piece that's like more so like I'm good, I'm managing it. All right, so I'm back. I just got some Posca marker and started like sketching on it as well, but this is the next day, by the way, y'all can see. But look what I did for practice. Nice. Look at this, isn't this so fun? Now I'm ready for the real thing, okay? So let's get into it. I think for this one I'm not gonna take any pictures today, but I have like I'm thinking for something kind of easy, to be honest. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just 2 regular selfies and like maybe I'll like change the color theme of it to a different color, I guess, darker. That makes sense. I haven't really like changed like the color scheme of anything, so I'm gonna try to work with like adjusting the color scheme on things. Probably like this selfie. This is just a regular selfie I have with my hair out, basically. I'm gonna remix that one because I don't think I want the Princess Leia volleyballs right now. I ain't had no more canvases, but my husband surprised me and got me a whole thing of canvases. I literally cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried because he surprised the mess out of me. I didn't think that was gonna happen. He was like, I got a surprise in your studio. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you in my studio? I'll fight you. Then they gave me big old things of canvas. It was like different sizes. So I'm gonna paint one of those. This is 16 by 20. I'm gonna paint a 16 by 20 canvas. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually work on that tips and trick thing I told you about with like the grids. I'm not really a grid person, but I'm gonna try. Gosh, can we get it open? I'm going to do this grid trick. So first thing that I do is I make a grid on here, the same color as my background. Oops, I'm just dropping everything. And I'm going for like a dirty, like soft purple for my background. Probably like this one. This is Lila's, whatever. 6 by 8. I have a ruler in here. I'm gonna go get some measuring tape. 1 second. right, 6 by 8. So this is obviously 20. So let's divide 20 by 6. Oh, I need my calculator. Let's divide 20 by 8. Don't ask me if I know this by heart because I flippin' don't. So let's do 2.5 inches for each. That's good. Oh, I don't think I did that right. I did not do this right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I didn't do this right. Alright. 5, 6, 7, 8. I did it, yes, sir! I gotta do it on both sides. Okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay. That's 8. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. Y'all probably think I ain't doing nothing. There you go. Now y'all can see it. Alright, so that was 8. Now I gotta do 6 apart. Okay. Oh. I really don't want to do this grid, but I'm trying to like try this hack. And the hack, like, well, it's not even a hack. It's just a tip. So I'm trying to like do this properly. Alright, so I got my grid. It's not beautiful, but it's something. And it's in purple. I don't know if y'all can see that, but so now I'm gonna go in and it said make your actual drawing a completely opposite color than purple, I guess. If that makes any sense, because the wash is gonna be a different color. I'm gonna go bluish tones anyway, so I'm gonna get like a dark blue. All right, I probably didn't do this right. I definitely supposed to draw a little bit harder on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and sketch out my face. This is my grid. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to do my wash, probably like a brown, or low-key I might be going for a blue undertone, so I might go with like a really light blue. I'm gonna get into that right now. So I got this brush back, I got some blue, and I also got this white. So let me just get this white out. This is the basic master's touch. So I'm gonna get my light blue. Now let's get to the wash. Where's my water? Okay. Okay, you know, maybe this wasn't the best choice. Oh, see, I messed up already. I'm gonna spray this. You know what? I messed up. All right, so I got like this color, this orangey color here. Y'all, it worked. I had to do the opposite color of my wash. This is the color that actually shows in the background, so my drawing is still here. All right, so trial and error with this. It would have worked out perfectly if I knew exactly what wash I was going for. So because I have like a reddish tint of a drawing, the blue comes right out, and then virtually the grid lines would disappear. But that didn't work this time, but I'm fine with it. That's what I'm doing for right now. I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit to start painting. Okay, so just so you have an idea, the colors that we'll be using is, this is raw sienna from Liquitex Basic Acrylics. Then I have the same blue that I had before, primary yellow, and then I have my dark brown that I've been using, the watery one. This is the liquid, just dark brown, and then I have white. And I'll probably have a little bit of red just in case, but I'm gonna make this kind of like a bluish tone, so it's gonna be kind of like, I don't know, it's just gonna have a bluish tone. Okay, so of course the first thing I want to do is really start going into those like shadow colors, I guess. I'm not necessarily going with the super darkest colors. I'm just really trying to get that nice shadow to see where the light is coming on and where the light isn't coming on. So I'm not gonna lie, the sketch did help me a little, just a little bit, because I mean, like, I feel like once I don't like to put my colors on until I have a nice base. So even though I had everything sketched out, I still ended up like covering some of the drawing I did and forgetting where I put it. Yeah, so right now I'm kind of working on like 3 solid shades, like the darkest, medium, and then like the lightest, sort of. So you see what I mean, where I'm like trying to like build in the areas first before I get into the detailing. So this is when the part when I was saying like I was having a hard time with the face. Yeah, my nose was shifting a little bit. It was a little rough. Now the hair, yeah, doing the hair is super fun, I'm not gonna lie. Just really building it backwards. I haven't done like curly hair and like in textured in like a long time, so I kind of forgot how I process everything. So I know for the most part I started with like one solid middle tone for the hair, which I probably shouldn't have done. I should have gone darker first and then built my way up with each curl. But I mean, you know, you learn by doing, because I forgot. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing my old logo design. Remember that one with like the little smiley face? I'm incorporating that into this piece here because I feel like that's my signature, as well as the teardrop. Because most paintings have my teardrop, you know? Teardrop, 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 you know? So this is just me kind of rushing the process, to be honest, getting those details into the face just so I can see what's going on. And now I'm kind of looking like a water creature. I'm gonna add some darks in it. Just give me a second. Give me a second. So remember I told you I have a hard time with the hair, but I'm kind of like I'm starting to slowly mold it in. Slowly. And if you notice, I've been using flat brushes and they're like super tiny. For the most part, this entire painting is done with 2 brushes, and it is literally this tiny brush here that's a flat brush. You just can't see it that well, but this is a flat brush, and then I have my basically the same size as this, another brush. But yeah, the flat brushes just work so well. Now this is when I was really getting into the vibe, because I haven't taken my time in stride for realism in so long, and it was just like I zoned out. Like, I loved it, and the sketch really helped a lot for this part. I don't know what I would have done without it, because the accuracy is everything. And remember, I'm working with the photograph, so I have to kind of like tweak some of these shadows and lights, because photographs don't really give the shadows you need, so you have to like, you know, kind of like free pull it again. I don't know, that's the phrase. I keep saying free pull it. I think it's wing it. Freestyling it. Yeah, the boxes was the first thing of my objects in the background, and I was extremely annoyed, but I would have been even upset her if I had to do this at the very end. So I'm happy I worked this direction that way. Oh, this way, that way. Now this painting consists of I believe 5 paintings. It's this corner basically, and I took a picture where I'm in the corner, and I want to paint the paintings exactly how they are, because you know what guys, like sometimes I like to put my paintings in my painting, so this was like a real challenge because they're so tiny and I don't have a lot of tiny brushes, so it was a lot of layering back and forth. This is when the sketching, like I said before, helped a lot when it came to this painting. To do this type of painting as well, like it takes a lot of like, I guess, patience, but just remembering that this is not oil paint and that I have to like wet it constantly. I have to wet my brush like 24/7. So some of it is like mixed colors, but I'm like okay with it because the whites aren't really like the super whites. Because at first I kind of started off with this painting, if you noticed, my face itself, I didn't add any black to it. It was just blue and brown, straight blue and brown. So those are my darker colors that made it into black. But obviously the pictures in my background, everything else has black in it. So of course I had to adjust that at the end, but you'll see, you'll see.
Nice.
2 hours later.
Okay, look, I'm stopping this for a second. I am either stupid or just stressed. I just deleted the remainder of my footage on my camera of me painting.
You what?
Except for one clip of the very end of it. So all the other paintings in here, I did not record, and I'm just like,
For the love of God! Please!
like I'm trying to process this correctly and not freak out, because I probably would have started bawling my eyes out crying, but I'm practicing to stay calm. And I'm just like, I didn't get the footage. I recorded it. I sat here, y'all. I sat here, and first off, my thing is broken. Like my little camera stand thing is like broken, so it was like hell trying to adjust it correctly on my camera. So this was like really hard-earned footage. Like I was holding the camera up, like it was just really personal. I have a little footage from my TikTok. Thank God I recorded, not like long, but I have a little recording of like one of like the upper paintings. I'm gonna add that in there after I finish talking. But I'm just so upset about that. I can't believe that, y'all. Like I don't want to respond to stress like that. I'm not gonna respond to that, okay? I'm not. I'm a strong black woman. I can do anything. But yeah, here's a little TikTok of the missed footage. It's like super like 2 seconds long, but it's just some footage of it, because I know you're probably like, bro, what? I wanted to see the pictures. Yes. Yeah, so that's something. Okay, got it. Continue. Go. Alright, so I have finished entirely. This painting, for some reason, has been so therapeutic for me. I don't remember the last time I actually did like a realistic piece, like in detail, including background and like still objects, and I forgot how much I absolutely love painting still objects. Shout out to my high school art teacher, Hansberger. We literally drew and painted objects all the time. So this was a real throwback, and it really brought me a lot of like comfort and calmness to it. But without further ado, drum roll please. Okay. Ta-da! Look at this. This is what we got. Y'all like it? I'm like absolutely so proud of this. And it's actually kind of big. Oh, wow. The vibe off of this painting, I love it, because it really does like describe how I feel inside. I'm happy I did it. It felt really good. It's just kind of like, I feel like I'm forcing myself to get up and paint and do all these things, but like in reality I feel like a zombie, kind of like holding everything in, not really here, because like I'm on autopilot sometimes, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's a weird concept, I guess, but yeah. I appreciate you guys for coming on each time. If you have any ideas, you know, if you did your own January journal, please comment below, tell me how that experience went, because I really would love to know. I do these January journals and July journals because I'm trying to like mentally just like release everything, and I just want to know if you guys have fun doing it as well. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys very soon. Don't forget that. Don't forget to drink your water, okay? Nice. See ya.